Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, our Patriot Bald Eagle. It's happening again, guys. It has come back. The salmonella train has arrived again. It's like a cycle of things, guys. I swear, it is just crazy how big these things are getting. We bounce around from Listeria to E. coli to allergens in products that shouldn't be there to mislabeled products. It is an onslaught of different things going on with our food right now, guys, and we have to discuss. So today we are reading from Fox Business. However, this is all over the news now. It is just everywhere. So whatever site you like reading from, we tend to read from Newsweek, USA Today, Food Safety News, and a variety of other different articles. But I thought Fox Business really broke it down, and they kind of go into both of these different recalls, which are looking to be pretty massive. So Fox Business goes on to say thousands of cucumbers and eggs recalled over salmonella concerns. Thousands of cucumbers sold in the United States and Canada and eggs sold in several U.S. states are being recalled over salmonella concerns, according to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Sunfed Produce is recalling all sizes of its whole fresh American cucumbers produced in bulk cardboard containers that either have the quote Sunfed end quote label or the label quote Ertigato SA de CV, the grower's name, which were sold between October 12th and November 26th. The voluntary recall came after 68 people were sickened after eating the cucumbers, including 18 who were hospitalized, the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention said Friday. The cucumbers were sold in, now this is 26 different states. It is just, it's taken me back to the cantaloupe recall, if you remember last year. It was absolutely crazy how much that had spread out within such a short amount of time. Just wanted to recap on that. We might talk a little bit about that later. The cucumbers were sold in Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Missouri, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Washington, and Wisconsin, and the Canadian provinces of Alberta, British Columbia, Calgary, Saskatchewan, and Ontario. Quote, as soon as we learned of this issue, we immediately acted to protect consumers. We are working closely with authorities and the implicated ranch to determine the possible cause, end quote. Craig Slate, president of Sunfed, said. Quote, here at Sunfed, food, safety, and consumer health and wellness have been our priorities for more than 30 years. We require all of our growers to strictly comply with the FDA food safety requirements, end quote. In a separate recall, more than 10,000 cartons of eggs sold under Costco's Kirkland Signature brand were voluntarily recalled after concerns they could be contaminated with salmonella, although no one has been sickened from that. Now, we just found out about the Costco recall on eggs, so let me say that these are ongoing. These are ever growing, and chances more information will come out on these in the future, and we will make sure we update you on everything going on. The eggs were sold in Alabama, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee at 25 Costco stores starting November 22nd. Handsome Brook Farms started the recall after determining eggs, quote, not intended for retail distribution, were instead packaged and distributed in retail packaging, end quote. Quote, additional supply chain controls and retraining are being put in place to prevent recurrence, end quote, the company said. Oh, boy, I'll tell you guys, it is just one thing after another. One thing after another. And as far as the cucumbers go, check keep checking on the different things going on. Check on all the updates. We will try to update this. There's not much information, and this is, I'm glad that they went ahead and put this information out here. But again, there's not really much to go on other than thousands of cucumbers have been recalled. And the eggs with Costco is pretty new. So we're going to have to, I'll put out updates as they come out. But isn't this, it's like here we are a year later. It's like we're starting the cycle all over again. Because if you remember, salmonella was being found in a lot of different things, a lot of different produce last year, right about this time. Maybe a little bit over a year ago, but I'll tell you what, this is just absolutely crazy. I am going to look up to see if there's any updates that I missed, because this was posted 15 hours ago. So we want to make sure that we are double checking, and while I'm on here, at least try to finish through of what's going on with all of this, because I know, and the reason why it's concerning a little bit, right, for all of us, is because these are two major products that people always ask me to check on at the stores. So, if I hadn't seen this, or if we hadn't gotten this information out here as quickly as possible, then I could be going to a store, and now all the recalled products will be taken off the shelves. So you shouldn't have to worry about that. The thing we worry about is, are they in your fridge, right? As we see, this recall just happened. So there's a possibility you could have some of this in your fridge, and you want to make sure that you're checking to make sure. Okay, so here is, this is ABC News, and it looks like this is the latest. Let's see, Sunfed Produce voluntary recall distributed in 26 states. Just seeing if there's anything else to add here, any more information. Pretty much the same stuff as most of these news outlets are getting their information from the FDA or CDC. Yeah. They do go into what salmonella is, which we've covered that so much. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear the broken record of that. I will go over the symptoms here real quick, which, symptoms of this can be a lot of other different things too. So you have to take that into consideration, I guess. But according to the CDC, individuals with salmonella infection may experience symptoms including diarrhea, fever, and stomach cramps. Sometimes severe symptoms can develop, including high fever and blood in the urine. The infection may also spread to joints or the spinal fluid and brain. I always feel like they have something else to add to this, right? Because that's the first time I've heard that. And then they go over all the different states. And this is on ABC News website. And then that's all the information they have. So now it does say that they are recalling all of these. So get your money back. Get your money back. The fact that 68 people in 19 states were reported to have gotten sick in connection with this, yeah, I would consider it. And the thing is that it's probably more than that, right? This has just been what has been reported. So it's probably way more than that. And we will find as we go along. I wanted to see if there was any more information. The Arizona-based company is recalling American cucumbers sold from October 12th to October 26th. And because we don't have different sizes or containers or different things like that, if you live in one of the states that we announced, which that could grow too, if you had bought these cucumbers between October 12th and November 26th, you definitely, you know what, I probably wouldn't even risk it. I would call the company, if we mentioned your state, call whoever you bought them from, see if you can get your money back. Always get your money back, even if it's $1. And I know some people probably don't want to deal with the hassle of that, but that's the only way they're going to learn and fix the problem. I know some people say that, well, they'll go out of business. Well, that's not my problem. That's not your problem. Your problem is that they're not testing things right these days, and it's getting out into the masses. If everybody was to take the products back, well, then they would lose all that money, and either you fix the problem or you go out of business. Either way, I really don't care, to be honest with you, because we don't need these kind of things happening anymore. This is happening way too much. Way too much. And, something has to be done. And lab work, stuff like that. We've talked about a lot of these different things. And the one thing that I gather from all of it is that the way that these companies have been doing their business isn't as correctly done as it should be. Now, some people will say that accidents happen. Yeah, but accidents come in fews, not thousands, right? I mean, this. Some people have also kind of speculated, and me myself as well, that maybe this testing and all this, and maybe all of the, because we've had so many things going on, like salmonella, listeria, E. coli, different allergens that aren't listed on products that should be, or products that are in containers that are misread, mislabeled, that shouldn't be, or the foreign objects that are in our food. I mean, rigorous testing needs to be done for these things. And the fact that, companies like the FDA or inspectors, food and safety inspectors and stuff like that are finding this stuff everywhere, it either tells me that, okay, they're ramping up their investigations of these things and finding, maybe they're finding different things. Maybe they're like, oh, well, okay, there's kind of a trend here. There's a trend here. We have a certain amount of work that's being done. Some of these companies are pushing more product than they ever have in their life, trying to get rich, super rich, or richer than I don't even know how rich. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just kind of going on here about it because this is getting out of control. We use that phrase a lot on this channel these days with all of these different recalls, and it is absolutely 100% out of control. And, probably as we're talking right now, there's probably another recall happening. That's how fast it's happening, guys. When I turn my computer off and I shut the video down, here we go with more recalls. Thank you to everyone who has been mentioning this in the comments as well, because I'll tell you what, it's hard for me to keep up with everything. There was a lot of people who had bought carrots, those organic carrots, that had to return them. And let me say thank you for returning them and not throwing them away. Get your money back. That will cost the company. Either that will get things fixed or they can go out of business, right? I mean, I don't want to continue to support a product that the possibility of this is happening, right? We don't want to do that. I mean, and that, again, I hate to keep, talking about Boar's Head, but here we are there's people who don't even know what happened with Boar's Head. 10 people died. Let me keep reminding you of that, right? 10 million. Whoa. 10 people have died from that listeria outbreak. There's been listeria outbreaks and a lot of different stuff. And then we have, random one death here, couple deaths here, of different outbreaks that have happened. This has to get under control, and the only way that we can get it under control is to keep the message going. So I ask you, like this video. If you hit that like button, that helps spread the video out. Or just share it. Just share you don't even have to share it on your social media. Share it, talk about it with your family and friends. Let them know what's going on, because a lot of people don't know what's actually going on here. I have family members, I have people coming up to me who know me from the channel, who they had no idea. They had no idea. The thing is, they're not talking about it, on the idiot box in there. Speaking of which, to give you an idea how much I care, I'm missing the Ohio State-Michigan game to give you this message. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I am, but that's okay. Let's see. I did want to mention, thank you all who were watching me and Jessica at the opening night of Winterfest at Kings Island last night. That was a very fun video. We were frozen. Absolutely frozen. It was very cold. It was like 25 degrees, but with the wind chill, it was like 14, 15 degrees. that wind was killer, guys. It was really tough. Really tough getting through that. But if you want to see me and Jessica in action at Cincinnati, Ohio's Winterfest opening night, I will leave that video right here where you can check that out. Me and Jessica have a lot of fun checking out all the lights, and you can watch us almost freeze to death. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.